Today's episode is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/WSLN podcast. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Ready? Let's do it. We sound like nerds.
December 5th is our last episode.
December 5th. Jeez. Welcome to 2018. We sound like nerds, army. I guess just nerds that sound like nerds. Big changes for the show. We finally have our first sponsor, Audible.com. Pretty sweet.
Woo woo.
You heard that little pre-roll ad there at the start. And it's pretty cool. We'll talk about it later in the episode. But for 2018, I thought we could take a look back at 2017 and talk about our favorite movies, television show, maybe games. I don't know. It depends on how much content we actually have ready for you guys. It's been such a long delay because of the holidays. I ended up in the ER. Kyle was sick. Pretty much everything that could go wrong did go wrong. And so it's just been a matter of getting the crew back together and finding a small window to record in on this cold January. And I was actually worried that we weren't going to be able to record because of what happened Sunday night on television. I was watching the...
We all lost our minds.
Yeah, except for Kyle. He hates joy.
No, I'm just not a fanatic.
I'm not even a Vikings fan, and I was going nuts.
Yeah, we're talking about the Vikings-Saints game and the walk-off touchdown from Case Keenum to Stephon Diggs. If you haven't seen it, you probably don't live in the Midwest or you've not been on the internet.
Live under a rock.
Because it's huge. It'll be the first time since 2009 that the Vikings are in the NFC Championship game versus the Philadelphia Eagles. But enough sports. That's not what we're here for. We're here to talk about the best of 2017. I thought we could start with movies. Yeah, it's working.
What was your favorite movie of the year, John?
Well, actually, I'm going to deflect and go with Kyle.
Oh, that's how it's going to go?
Clockwise. Yeah, mine's... We gotta hold mine for the last part.
Oh, because you're better than us?
Yeah.
He segues.
I met the guy who made the segue. Have I told you guys that story? Dean Kamen?
In Kane?
Dean Kamen.
Oh, okay.
I heard Dean Kane also.
Oh, Dean Kamen.
I thought the guy who created the Segway died because he fell off a cliff on a Segway.
No, that was probably one of those links that you saw at the bottom of the website.
I don't think so.
It was BuzzFeed.
It was kind of like a couple days ago, I saw people recreate photos to make it look like the Wild West. And it was just a still of Megan Fox and Josh Brolin from Jonah Hex. That movie that came out mid-2000s. It was a comic movie.
Yeah, I remember the movie. What about it, though?
It was a photo of them from Jonah Hex with the tagline, people recreate Wild West to show you what it was like during that time. And I was like, come on.
Yes, every time a movie set does a Western film, it's people recreating it.
Yeah, for you.
Exactly.
Click on this link and then get bombarded with.
See, I knew I wasn't crazy. Jim Hesselden, known locally as, well, that's not important, acquired the Segway company from the U.S. inventor Dean Kamen in December 2009.
Okay, so, but he didn't invent it. He was just the owner of Segway.
And he rode it off the cliff. Yeah, so, see, I knew I wasn't crazy.
I never called you crazy. I just said that.
You called me a liar?
The inventor did not kill himself.
Where did you meet him, John?
I met him. I used to be part of a competition called First Robotics. It's a international robotics building competition. I was in it in high school because they didn't have a lot of teams from the Great Plains. So NASA got a grant to sponsor 5 teams, North Dakota, South Dakota, and southwestern Minnesota. And my high school was one of the teams that got a 3-year grant to sponsor a team. Pretty cool. We went to nationals my senior year, so it was pretty awesome. Long story short, best of 2017. Kyle, what was your favorite movie?
So yes, lots of good choices. For the sake of variety, I've decided to go with Logan.
Oh, yeah, that came out this year, didn't it?
Yes, I believe it was early this year.
I think
Came
me,
out in May,
yeah.
May 23rd.
Yeah, we went to that.
Was that the one we went to?
Yeah.
Nice.
Laura was there too.
Are you sure that was the one?
That was the one.
And you guys
Was
made
the one
me
you
go
made
by
me sit
myself.
between you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you each wanted to hold my hand.
Right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we were scared.
Yeah, and you made me go by myself.
Yeah. Well, you were busy.
I don't remember what was going on, but
I don't know either. But with Logan, it's arguably one of the best X-Men films, right?
Oh,
by
easily.
far.
If not the best.
I'm a sucker for X-Men too. That movie has problems, but that opening scene with Nightcrawler in the White House.
Oh yeah.
Teleporting through, and then up until that point, and then everything after, up till Logan, that was the most screen accurate Wolverine that we had. When the troops come in and invade the Xavier Institute at night.
Oh yes.
And he's like, "Way wrong house, bub." He goes ham on a couple soldiers. That was pretty bad.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, since then we didn't have anything like Logan, and we finally got Logan, and it was sad to see Hugh Jackman go.
Well, Patrick Stewart as well.
Patrick Stewart as well.
Yeah.
Oh, so many great characters. But as Hugh Jackman said, if Marvel gets the rights back to X-Men, which they kind of have now with that whole deal, that merger, he would be interested in playing Wolverine one last time.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh.
If he could do it with everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see.
Well, I mean, Logan was sort of a departure from it. It was like a future look.
Yeah.
I mean, they only referenced the date once, I think, and it's in reference to the car that he was driving, which may have been an older too.
Yeah. And then they did a really good job of setting that in the universe, but also like separating it enough that it's not, I don't know what I'm saying.
Full of references to other
bogged down.
Yeah, bogged down by like trying to be part of the X-Men timeline, which is just complete shit. We've talked about it on here before.
Yeah.
Because stuff doesn't line up.
So just since we're on the topic of X-Men, what's the new X-Men movie? How's that gonna fit in? I haven't seen any, or haven't done any research.
Oh, Dark Phoenix?
Yeah.
The newest one coming out, that should be later this year, 2018. All I know is it's still the young cast, the first class.
Oh, okay.
Continuation. And it's just about the Dark Phoenix storyline. That movie and the Solo movie, I have, we know they're coming out, but we haven't seen any, trailers for either of those films. So who knows if they're going to be good.
And is Fox still in charge of this one, or
yes.
Okay?
Yeah, this is all through them still.
But Disney will take over after this, or
yeah, I don't know what the actual extent of what everything they have back and how the merger went through. But Jordan, what was your favorite movie?
I very much enjoyed Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah? And you weren't really a Thor guy before you saw Thor.
This was the first Thor movie I had seen.
It's a good one to start with.
Yeah.
Don't watch the other ones then, because you'd be disappointed, I believe.
I haven't seen the third one, but I have seen the first two, and they're probably all right.
Well, I mean, having seen Ragnarok first, where you're just like,
oh yeah,
easily one of the greater MCU Marvel movies, yeah, in my opinion, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be kind of like going back to watch Iron Man 1 after watching Civil War. So you get a road trip movie with Thor and Hulk.
Yeah.
You get some Jeff Goldblum. You get some Loki. You get some
Yeah, it kind
Kate
of just
Blanchett.
had everything as far as Thor goes.
You got Taika Waititi being the director. That guy from New Zealand.
Has he done something else? I feel like I've heard that name before.
Yeah, he did like Flight of the Conchords, a bunch of comedy stuff. What We
Okay.
Do in the Shadows.
Oh, that vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
God,
yeah,
that
that's
movie's
where I've
so
heard it.
That movie's so funny. I was just watching that the other day, actually.
I still gotta check that out.
By
Yeah.
the other day, I mean like last month.
But yeah, I mean, just yeah, I guess you can really tell it was directed by a comedy director because it very much makes action funny. I
Sure.
guess is how I would put it.
Sure.
Yep.
It did a good job of having action, but still having a comedy side to it, but not overdoing the comedy.
Yeah. Yeah, I still need to see it. And I still haven't even seen Star Wars.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I've been so busy. And like every weekend, we've had something going on. We had a wedding 2 weeks ago. Then we have a wedding next week. And like, I don't know. And plus Christmas and all of those days. And then we work straight through at my job. So don't really have a day off. Yeah. So I'll probably see it when it comes to like Redbox or something. So I'm not exactly happy about that. I would love to go see it.
So, what movie is your favorite of 2017?
So my favorite movie. Thank you for asking. I don't think it's a movie you guys have seen because we would have talked about it. But Blade Runner 2049. I got it on digital the day it came out on digital because I had heard good things. I was not a fan of the original from back in the 80s that Ridley Scott did because I think I saw it at the wrong time. I saw it twice my freshman year of college. So I was like 18, 19. And I was like, I get it, but I don't like it. I don't like that Han Solo is kind of a dick and like
Well, which one of the 50 versions did you see?
see, and that's the thing. I don't even remember which version I saw
it didn't matter.
because like one of them is like almost 3 hours long.
There was one, and the only one that really made a difference was one that they did. I think it was only like 10 years ago or so that it had like a monologue from Harrison Ford the entire
Okay.
time. Like usually,
Oh
like the
yeah,
majority of the movie was really kind of silent, more of that like kind of eerie music.
yeah.
Like, but this one actually had like a monologue, like him talking sort of as the character through some of these more just.
That would
Uh,
distract the hell out of me.
no, it fucking said it perfectly.
Really?
And I
Okay.
can't find that fucking version anywhere. I don't remember what it was called, but that was the only one because it explained more of the story.
And
I feel.
I had heard that there was one that he narrated his like thoughts. And
Yes, and that one I believe that was the best one.
Stuff.
But
Yeah. So Blade Runner 2049 is spectacular. It's amazing.
Is it?
I was like, this is something like you see maybe once in a decade. The cinematography, it's Denis Villeneuve again, who did Arrival and Sicario,
Mm.
and he's doing Dune.
Oh, he's remaking Dune.
He's remaking Dune.
Nice.
And if this is what he comes with the Blade Runner universe, which is they just set it forward 30 years, and they've got Ryan Gosling in it, who plays a Blade Runner, but he's actually a. You find out right away he is a replicant
Oh, really?
who hunts other replicants. So he's like this lower than low status in society because not only is a replicant, but he's also a replicant that like hunts replicants.
He knows he's a replicant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. They use them for
Suicide
mostly
missions, basically.
suicide missions, but usually like sex bots or slave labor.
Oh. They use Ryan Gosling for that?
No.
Oh, okay.
They use replicants in general.
Yeah. Space
That's-
mining, shit like that.
Yeah. So who's the guy? God damn it.
Harrison Ford?
No.
Leto?
Leto. Jared Leto's the bad guy in it. And he created a new set of replicants that follow rules. Like they can't go off the reservation.
Oh.
And kind of re-energized as much as we can re-energize that Earth. It's kind of shit.
Oh yeah.
Well, you were explaining the movie
Yeah,
and Jared Leto's part.
but like, it's one of those movies that you can't really explain too much without giving too much of the plot away, because the twists and turns that go. Ryan Gosling's character's name is Kay, and the journey he goes on is just remarkable. He's basically looking for something. And it's very much a detective movie where he goes place by place finding clues until he gets to the end. So it's really well done. Ryan Gosling's in it. Harrison Ford makes a return as Deckard, and it answers questions, and then it also asks a lot of questions that get left up in the air. But the cool thing is, they didn't set it up to like reboot this franchise, so there's not going to be 3 sequels coming out.
That was going to be my question. Is like,
Yeah.
did they leave it as like a standalone story?
They did.
Okay, good.
With ramifications for the rest of the universe, where anybody could pick up from that
Oh, okay.
and make another story.
Gotcha.
Because it really does change everything about the Blade Runner universe.
Nice.
So you talk about it asks a lot of questions,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not going to make a sequel to answer those questions?
Well, no, it's just kind of like the first movie. The first movie asked a lot of questions or left a lot of things up in the air. One of the biggest things is Harrison Ford's character a replicant or not? Because you never really find out. I think Harrison Ford said he is, and Ridley Scott said he's not. Kyle, do you remember?
From the first one?
From the first one. If Ridley Scott thinks Deckard's, one of them think the other way. Harrison Ford thinks Deckard is a replicant,
Oh.
and Ridley Scott thinks he's not.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways,
that seems to be an issue.
Seems to be an issue.
Or seems to be a
discrepancy.
Discrepancy is a way better word than what I used.
So, that is not really brought up. So it's still kind of up in the air.
Well, do they age? Because replicants usually only live a few years, don't they?
The
or
Model
at
8s.
From what I remember of the first one.
Yeah, the Model 8s age.
Okay.
So,
but Deckard would have been from a young man.
He would have made.
He looked like an old man now.
Right.
Plus, that's 30 years.
If he was, he would have been like a Model 7. Because I don't think the Model 8s were out in Blade Runner.
I honestly don't remember what model they were even. Yeah. That was like Model 5 or something.
Speaking of amazing, let's talk about our favorite TV shows.
Before we get to that, let's talk about something else that's pretty amazing.
Oh yeah.
So now we talked about this at the top of the show. We have our first sponsor, which is Audible.com, and for you guys, they teamed up with us, and they are giving listeners of We Sound Like Nerds podcast a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial of Audible. Now, I myself have been using Audible for about 4 to 5 years, and it's great. You get a credit every month, depending on what your plan is. You can add credits, or you can just buy audiobooks on their own. The thing about audiobooks is they're pretty expensive. I've seen them range anywhere from like $15 to like $60, depending on how long the book is, because it's a performance that you listen to. It's not just like someone reading monotone pages of a book, because that would be pretty boring. And what's really awesome is that over here at We Sound Like Nerds, we are going to give you guys a free 30-day trial and a free audiobook if you use the link that's provided at the bottom of this page. If you go to www.audibletrial.com/WSLN podcast, click on that link, get signed up, you get a free audiobook and a 30-day free trial. You can cancel at any time, and you directly support the show. That's the best part. Personally, right now, literally, I can pull it up on my phone. I am listening to Stephen King's The Stand for probably the third time. And that, you can see there. You see it, Kai? See?
Ooh.
I am on chapter 100 of 144, and I still have 15 hours remaining
Holy crap.
That is a long book.
because it is 48 hours long. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. Just this past year, I picked up this How Star Wars Conquered the Universe, which I've talked about on the show before. You can get pretty much anything. They have over 180,000 titles on Audible, and you can check them all out. At least get your hands on one of them if you use the link www.audibletrial.com/WSLN podcast. Once again, that's audibletrial.com/WSLN podcast. Let's talk about favorite TV shows. And I think we all have.
Yeah, mainly it's going to be favorite TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Or-
winner out of 2017 is Netflix's The Punisher, which kind of came out of nowhere because after his after John Bernthal's performance on Daredevil season 2, the popularity of that character greenlit its own show. Like, that's pretty huge. But then it kind of fell by the wayside after
Las Vegas, wasn't it?
the Las
'Cause that
Vegas
was-
massacre,
Yeah.
because they were going to release it that weekend. It was the weekend of one of the cons.
Mm-hmm.
And they were going to show the trailer and be like, by the way, you can watch it on Netflix right now. But that got pushed back, was it like a month and a half?
Yeah,
thought it was,
something like that.
And it kind of like, I feel like the hype for it really died off when it first came out. I was looking online for reviews and stuff. Really, none of my favorite YouTube reviewers have reviewed it. Or if they have, they've only done like an episode or two, which is just kind of mind-boggling.
Mm-hmm.
But goddamn, that's a great show.
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome.
Easily up there, tied with the best Netflix Marvel stuff. It's its own interesting, complete story, even though it's in that Marvel universe. I want to say it's probably the most removed.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
terms of it sticks to itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after the terrible blunders that were Iron Fist and Defenders, it was so great to see that someone doesn't have their head like up their ass over at Netflix Marvel.
You think the Defenders was a blunder?
Oh yeah, that was bad. You don't think it was bad?
I wouldn't say it was bad.
I still think it was really bad. With what they could
Yeah, it could have been better,
It
but I
could
wouldn't
have been
call it a
better.
blunder.
Oh man, I just had so many problems with that show. Defenders, not Punisher.
Did we ever talk about your issues with it?
I think Kyle and I did on the Defenders review.
I
You were
believe
there
so.
that day.
That was with
Doug.
Doug.
Doug was here.
Hmm.
Because, I mean, we talked about how all the choreography in Defenders was in the dark. The cool things that I liked about it were like Daredevil showing up when Jessica's trying to get her friend out of that dinner, and he starts fighting that ninja. I'm like, yes, that is cool. That is what I want. I kind of want it to be like the DC show universe, where Arrow shows up in Flash, Flash shows up in Supergirl, Supergirl shows up in Flash. They do all these big crossovers. That's what I want Marvel Netflix to do. They have the money.
Yeah.
Do shit like that. Don't give this it's 8 episodes long, and it takes them 5 episodes to actually like
To get everybody
get everybody
introduced.
together.
And,
We've been introduced to them. We've seen their shows. Getting hot over here.
I agreed with you on that.
But with Daredevil or with Punisher, I didn't think I was gonna get a comic book show that dealt with PTSD, with how we treat veterans in this country, with gun violence, with depression, with just a cornucopia of social issues being brought up in way too quiet. I need something.
You're
I'm letting, yeah,
you're
we're
carrying
letting
it,
you,
man.
letting you go on your rant here.
No,
No, yeah, and it did a good job of. It was a 13 episode season, and it never had a. Well, did it have a bad episode? I don't think
I don't
so.
think so.
I think there were episodes that weren't as good as others, but in general,
Not-
no bad episodes.
Right.
None that you
Definitely
wouldn't
not
like
the-
want to rewatch.
Not like Daredevil, and
Season 2.
which one of them had a really slow middle.
Yeah, Daredevil. Season 2.
Daredevil
The
was
whole
Jessica
Elektra-
Jones 13 episodes.
Jessica Jones was 13 episodes. All of them would have been 13 except for Defenders.
And Iron Fist.
Oh, man. They're like, let's front load the show with a bunch of slow episodes. And then we'll never put our foot on the gas
Yeah.
to get going. Yeah, every episode, even if there was like not it wasn't as entertaining, it kept you wanting to watch because almost every one of them ended with a oh shit moment or a aha moment
Mm-hmm.
where you're like, what's gonna happen? First episode, oh, Punisher's back. Someone's watching him on camera. What's gonna happen now? Second episode, I probably can't remember all of them, but
I can't either. Yeah.
third episode, Kandahar at the end.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
With White Buffalo playing in the background. God dang. The episode where they find out that Frank Castle's alive. Front Toward Enemy. I think that's episode 9.
Somewhere in there. Yeah.
Holy shit. The whole country knows Punisher's back. You're always waiting for Daredevil to show up, or Jessica Jones to show up,
Or some reference to them.
or some reference to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't even think there was a reference to
But
anybody else.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. It held its own so much that it didn't even need any of these previous titles.
Because was the hand ever even brought
I
up?
don't even think so. No.
It was all this CIA mission of Frank finishing his revenge. And actually, it's very poignant because Frank, even after getting revenge from the start of the series, you see that he's still broken, that all the people that he killed to get to that point, it didn't matter. He was still haunted by his dead family, what he did over in Iraq and Afghanistan, and I haven't seen a superhero television show do that before.
Mm-hmm.
So kudos to Marvel and Netflix for bringing us the Punisher, and it has been greenlit for a season 2.
Sweet.
Pretty freaking
Do we know when?
awesome. In the future,
Well, everything's in the future.
Except the stuff that's in the past. And the present, well, the present is only ever right now, so like 2 seconds from now would be the future. And anything not right now is the past. Live in the present, my friend.
okay.
Some,
I
some
will.
Philosophical shit there.
Do you guys have any favorite video games for this year? The only things that I can think of are like Overwatch, which I loathe now. But that was probably like my best game of the
You
year.
do?
Oh, that came out last year.
What happened to it?
I started to hate it. Let's see, what games did we play this year?
You've just started playing Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite was pretty good for a while, and then I stopped really gaming. So.
Yeah, I haven't played a game in a long time, so I won't have any new ones to bring to this.
So PUBG is like just a more realistic Fortnite, isn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
so PUBG, I think, followed on the heels of H1Z1, or
Okay.
whatever that one was.
Yep. Which
Yeah.
were evolutions of like DayZ, I think.
Yep.
Or something. Warzone.
Yep, where it's a drop-in game.
Like,
Drop in
just-
from
yep.
a plane, have to find armor and weapons,
Scavenge everything.
and then survive like Hunger Games or the Japanese one.
I never even watched Hunger Games.
It's really bothering me.
I don't know if it came out this year, but I've been enjoying Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Oh yeah, I haven't played that.
That one tickles my tactical fancy.
Battle Royale, which is
Oh, okay.
ironic because that's what Fortnite's Battle Royale mode is called Battle Royale.
Just on the topic of games, did you see? I saw something about Grand Theft Auto 5 passed like 5 million online players or something last month, or 4 million or something.
Congrats!
It was a new record.
Like 6 years ago.
I was gonna say, well, they did just drop a fairly large DLC recently.
Yeah, that's what they attributed it to, was the new DLC that just came out.
They've been doing so much work on that game. I want to say they're probably like 20 or 30 DLCs in.
Well, and most of them are all GTA Online as opposed to actually GTA 5. Yeah, like it's
So they must be making money off of those shark cards and stuff that you can buy on your stores.
And now, what's the Wild West kind of version?
Red Dead Redemption 2.
That's coming out.
Yeah, I was gonna say they started doing commercials for that like 8 months ago, and then nothing ever happened. I don't know if it got delayed.
Well, actually, on that note, and actually on the Blade Runner note, CD Projekt Red, Cyberpunk 2077.
You just railed off a bunch of words that mean nothing to me.
So they made Witcher 3.
Okay.
And let's see here. On my Twitter, which you can follow us at WSLN Podcast. They tweeted in December 5th of 2013. The Cyberpunk 2077 teaser trailer has won, what is it, machinima.com?
Oh, yeah.
Inside Gaming Award for Best Trailer of 2013. And then they sent a link. 6 days ago, they tweeted beep. Asterisk. Beep. Asterisk. Silent. For 5 years?
No, 4.
4 years?
That Twitter handle?
That Twitter account for Cyberpunk.
Oh, really?
There's been like nothing. But it's Witcher 3 in what do they call that style? Cyberpunk. So they're making a Witcher 3 style open world RPG. Kind of like Deus Ex and stuff.
Nice.
Open world.
Oh, really? That didn't just happen.
So yeah, the developers of Witcher 3 are making, or they have been making, a game since, I want to say like 2012, 2011, Cyberpunk 2077. So maybe we'll get a release date this year. Like not for this year, but maybe we'll hear about a release date, or maybe we'll see a trailer, because the teaser trailer came out in 2013. So it's been a while. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. What are you guys looking forward to?
For
2018.
I mean, really, all I can think of that's coming out is Infinity War, Black Panther.
That's
some
obviously a big one.
Yeah, like some of the Marvel movies. Other than that, I'm not quite sure what games are coming out that are hot right now. TV, who knows?
Red Dead Redemption. Just on like a quick note, that's a fun game. I hate the main guy's voice.
Oh, yeah,
it sounds like he's yelling.
Yeah, real gravelly. But then again, like sort of that Western motif of the anti-hero.
Yeah.
Your Clint Eastwood styles, I guess, spaghetti Western.
But it's not deep enough.
That's true. Well,
like I think Matthew Mercer does a better Western voice. He does McCree from Overwatch. I'll just play you a couple samples before we go here. I started following Matthew Mercer on Twitter. Anyways, that's probably it for us. I need to get to bed, and these guys need to get back to their homes. It's freezing.
Or at least get the hell out of yours.
Yeah. Get the hell out.
Don't have to go home, but we can't stay here.
That's true. Let us know what your favorite shit was from 2017. Movies, TV, video games, books, whatever you've been into for the past year. Tide Pods. If you want to get in touch with the show, we have our Facebook page, which is probably our most active social media. It's going to be facebook.com/We Sound Like Nerds. We also are on Twitter at WSLN Podcast. We're on YouTube. Type in the search bar.
You've been updating the Insta.
I haven't been updating the Insta. We haven't been doing a show lately. We are in another brand new studio setup. We changed out one of my kids' rooms and we made it a playroom, and it's also a recording studio now. So hopefully the sound is a little bit more
Multifunctional.
professional. And make sure you check out that Audible link at www.audibletrial.com/WSLN podcast. Get yourself a free audiobook and a free 30-day trial of Audible. Until next time, not next week because we don't know, but definitely until next time, I'm your host, John, over here at We Sound Like Nerds podcast.
Autopilot that.
And with me, as always, are my two lovely, handsome co-hosts,
Jordan.
And Kyle.
and we'll talk to you in the future. At you, not to you. Peace out.
Later.